Rain lashed against the panoramic windows of the Burj Al Arab, a fitting backdrop to the storm brewing inside Detective Inspector Davies. He surveyed the opulent suite, the scene of a tragedy that screamed of both wealth and malice. On the Persian rug lay the body of Alexander Alex Sterling, the football prodigy whose name was synonymous with both sporting brilliance and obscene fortune. He'd been poisoned, a fast-acting toxin that left no trace. Textbook case of greed, muttered Detective Khan from Dubai CID. Wife stands to inherit a fortune. Open and shut. Davies wasn't so sure. Alex's wife, Isabella, was a picture of grief. A beautiful woman draped in black, her sobs echoing through the suite. Their two children, seemingly devastated, clung to her, yet something felt staged. Too perfect. Families airtight, Khan continued. Alibis for everyone. They were at a charity gala all night. Alibis can be bought, Davies countered, a chill creeping down his spine. This wasn't just about money. It was about something far more sinister. A knock on the door announced the arrival of two unexpected guests. A tall, gaunt figure with piercing grey eyes, and a portly gentleman with a perpetually bewildered expression. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. We heard about the unfortunate incident, Holmes said, his gaze sweeping over the room, missing nothing. A most intriguing puzzle. Mr. Holmes, Davies said, surprised but not entirely unwelcome. We're still in the preliminary stages. Preliminary, my dear Inspector, is where the truth often hides, Holmes interrupted. He moved towards the body, his eyes fixed on Alex's hand. Noticed the faint discoloration, not consistent with the initial assessment. Watson, ever the pragmatist, examined the room. Remarkable opulence, he commented. Almost vulgar, a fitting setting for such a sordid affair. Over the next few days, the unlikely quartet, Davies, Khan, Holmes and Watson, worked the case. Holmes, with his uncanny powers of observation, noticed minute details. A misplaced family portrait, a faint scent of almonds in the air, a telltale sign of cyanide, a discrepancy in Isabella's alibi. Watson, meanwhile, delved into the Sterling family history, uncovering a web of deceit, hidden debts, and long-simmering resentments. It turned out that Alex's fortune wasn't as secure as it seemed. He was heavily in debt, his investments tanking. The insurance policy, a massive one, was the only thing keeping the family afloat. The twist came when Holmes discovered a hidden clause in the policy. It was a double indemnity clause, paying out twice the amount if the death was accidental. This changed everything. It wasn't just about greed, it was about appearing accidental. The pieces clicked into place. Isabella, with the help of her seemingly grieving children, had orchestrated the perfect crime. They'd poisoned Alex, but they'd also planned to make it look like a heart attack, a condition he'd been known to have. The charity gala was their cover, their alibi, but they hadn't counted on Holmes. He deduced the method a slow-acting poison, administered over time, culminating in the final dose. He also found the evidence, traces of the poison in Alex's protein shakes, prepared by his children. The rain continued to fall as the police arrested Isabella and her children. As they were led away, Isabella's carefully constructed facade crumbled, replaced by a look of pure, unadulterated hatred. A classic case of human frailty, Holmes remarked, as he and Watson prepared to leave, driven by greed, blinded by ambition. And as always, the truth, however well concealed, eventually reveals itself. Davies watched them go, a newfound respect in his eyes. He'd solved the case, technically, but it was Holmes, with his extraordinary intellect, and Watson, with his grounded perspective, who had truly unravelled the Sterling family's web of lies. The rain finally stopped, and a sliver of moon peeked through the clouds, casting a stark light on the scene of the crime. Justice, however delayed, had finally been served.